Hi you guys, welcome back to the Patreon. In today's video, we have another rendition of What Annoyed Kenya this week. So I had to modify my What Annoyed Kenya this week list, because this list has been going on for the past 2.5 weeks, and the list was so long some of the stuff didn't even annoy me no more. But let's get right into the first thing that annoyed me this morning. How do I wake up annoyed? Khloe Kardashian is mad that her grandmother, her poor old grandmother, posted an unflattering picture of her on her Instagram. And so anyone who's taken the picture and posted it on their stuff and kind of has a big following, they're getting they're getting letters from the Kardashian lawyers telling them to take it down, and they're getting accounts suspended and doing all of those things, all because Khloe does not like this picture of her. We have a few issues here. Celebrities do this all the time. Actually, quite recently, Frank Ocean did this. He got everyone's accounts on Twitter strike with a copyright claim because there was a picture of him going around at a food festival a couple of weeks ago. So celebrities do this all the time. They strike people's accounts if they a picture of them is out and they don't want the picture to be out. That is fine. The problem with Khloe doing this is your grandmother posted the picture. You have a problem with a picture that has no problems. Frank Ocean would do it because Frank Ocean don't want to be famous. Frank Ocean don't want pictures of him around the internet because he has no desire to be famous. Fair enough. The same reason why any normal person would send somebody, if someone posted a picture of me right now, that I probably would try to get a hit with a copyright strike. I'm not trying to be on nobody's Instagram. Right. So, Khloe, though, your grandmother posted this picture. There is actually nothing fundamentally wrong with this picture, at all. To be quite honest, and it just shows you how we live, the way that we live, because, it's just a normal picture of Khloe. It is literally just a normal picture of Khloe. It's an unedited picture of Khloe, and that's why she's upset. But the picture is no worse than any picture we've seen of Khloe in the past, 3 years. It's not edited, and we all know the Kardashian photos that they post on Instagram are just heavily edited. They don't look that way in motion. The minute someone, takes a video of them that's, not from them, they don't look nothing like that in motion. In motion, they be looking totally different. And so it's we all know everyone's pictures are edited on Instagram, right? The weird thing is that you have an issue with people seeing the unedited photos. It's what exactly are you afraid of? What exactly do you not like? And it brings into what was I talking about earlier in another What Annoyed Kenya in another video. Khloe has issues. It would be fun for me to sit up here and talk bad about Khloe. Khloe has real problems. To go to this extent to get a picture taken off the internet, your own grandmother didn't see anything wrong with the picture. I don't see anything wrong with the picture. It just don't look like y'all highly edited photos. Y'all hips aren't out there. Your stomach isn't completely smooth. Your body got nicks and crannies. It looks like a regular photo of anyone who is 30 plus. But the fact that you're so uncomfortable with the way that you look, that you can't even let one unedited. And you want to know what's crazy? I didn't even see that many people talking negatively about the unedited photo. I saw the unedited photo, and I saw people talking about the unedited photo, but I've seen people talk worse about your edited photos than I saw people talk about this photo. It just looked and your grandmother posted. Let's not get lost on that. Your own old ass grandmother posted the picture because she just wanted to show that she loves her granddaughter unconditionally. We're on vacation. It's cute. You so lost in the social media sauce that you would want to take down a picture that your and the thing is, I knew immediately when the picture showed up on my timeline, she was going to get her grandma to take down the picture because I know the image that these women want portrayed to the world. It just showed that there's something you can't care that much what people got to say about you. If you at your big age are still this consumed by a simple photo of you and you post photos for a living, that's why I'm saying Frank Ocean don't post pictures of himself for a living. He's not trying to be an influencer. He's not trying to be famous. You are someone who lives and dies by fame. Like, you need people to post pictures of you. And so it bothers you that much that you're not in control of one photo. You couldn't let your grandma have this one thing. That says what you think about yourself. Like, you don't love yourself. But we know this, and I've been saying that. That's why I try to be lenient on Khloe when it comes to her, like, rapid, like, plastic surgery. Like, she cares so greatly what other people have to say, and I know she has to be miserable. I know you can't care that much what people got to say about you and how you look, to the point where you trying to get everybody account swept. Like, that picture, first of all, and then it was stupid because you know this just make people want to post a picture more. I would not have said a word about this topic because now all of you who haven't seen the picture are going to go try to look at the picture. It brings more people to it. It brings more people to it in the end. The picture is like everywhere. Like, now, like, under the post that everyone's putting up, that the Kardashians tried to get their account taken down, you just see people just flooding, spamming the picture down the comments, just spamming the picture to piss you off, to piss you. You add more, like, just let it go. You should have just got your grandma to take down the photo and live and let live. Or you should have just let the photo stay. Who cares? Everybody know y'all don't look like that. Like, that's the part, like, if you don't know, I don't know. I say everybody know they don't look like that, but a lot of people fall for the tricks and schemes that the Kardashians be pulling. A lot of people fall for the sauce. Like, a lot of people are heavily, like, into, like, the image and really think everything they do is so real. And so, like, so I can't say everybody know the picture fake because everybody don't know the picture fake. Anyways, just a mess. The next thing that annoyed me is China Anne McClain. Now, not too much on my sister. I love China Anne McClain. I think China Anne McClain could have an amazing career, but China Anne McClain don't need to be on TikTok trying to convince people to believe in God. I am so sorry. She does not need to be on Instagram trying to TikTok trying to convince people of creationism. She don't need to be on TikTok doing that. Like, this is not the game that she is playing in. Is not the game of the spiritual. It's not a game of the faithful. It's not the game of the God-fearing. Like, most people who you see who are famous celebrities don't believe in God. Like, if she wants to have a famous career, this is not the path to go down. I don't know why she is on TikTok doing this. Like, why are you derailing? It's just like the girl who was on Black Panther doing all this, like, Christian-y stuff. Like, let it go. Who are you trying to convince? Who are you? You will never in a million years catch me on the internet trying to convince anyone of my God or what I believe of my religion. It's not my gig. I'm not going to do it because it's for nothing. Like, it's for nothing. You're not doing anything for anyone. Like, what are you doing this for? This is why I say God stands be the most known, because it's like, why are you on the Instagram, on TikTok standing God? Like, why? It's not worth it. Why can't you just be comfortable in your faith and your spirituality and your religion to live and let live, to live and let live? No one is telling China Anne McClain not to believe in Jesus. No one is telling China Anne McClain not to believe in God. So why are you on TikTok doing this? Why? Who? What are you doing it for? It don't make you nothing. Like, nothing is being gained by being on TikTok doing that. But what makes this the most annoying, China Anne McClain, because people were coming at her, because this all spiraled out of the Lil Nas X thing, which was on my list last time, but since that's all, like, carried over, I'll let that conversation go. But this all comes from Lil Nas X and his Call Me By Your Name video coming out and him, like, lap dancing the devil. This is where this all spirals from, by the way. Lil Nas X has been able, like, when y'all gonna realize, like, people like Lil Nas X, a part of it is getting y'all talking. Like, y'all did exactly. He knew he was going to piss off the very religious people, and that's what he did. Like, y'all fall into the traps every single time. Like, you know, like, he wants you to be on TikTok over there explaining why God is real. Like, that's the point of the video. Like, you're not going to cancel Lil Nas X being religious. Like, y'all not the same crowd. The crowd who enjoys Lil Nas X is not the crowd who gives a damn about creationism. Like, it's not the same crowd. So there's nothing you can do that will affect him in any way. Like all you're doing is bringing more people to his video. Now he has the #1 song in America because y'all were so outraged. Like, do you realize how outrage gave him exactly what he wanted? Like, you see, anyways, that's where this all spawned from. So she put up a video about like how to get people to believe in God, and she doesn't understand why so many people feel like, you know, like they don't have a relationship with God. And the first TikTok was fine. Like, okay, like it was very religious-y, but you know what? You can have it, do what you want in your TikTok. It's the fact that she's kept going. Like, sister, what are we doing here? Like, why are we still going on? Like, Lord, like everything has been done. Anyways, that's not even what annoyed me. So she put up an analogy. That why don't y'all believe in God, right? This was her analogy. She was like, if I told you guys that this building got here by itself, you would look at me like I'm crazy because buildings don't build themselves, right? So she was like, when we see an earth, why don't you believe that someone created the earth? Because earth can't get here by themselves. And everyone's in the comments like she just cracked a riddle and she just solved like poverty. And I'm like, so I'm the only one with some common damn sense. I'm the only one who can like look a little bit further than just words and see how this crumbles apart. Like, this crumbles. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You can convince a 2-year-old of that because a 2-year-old has probably not seen a building be built. So that analogy stands up to a 2-year-old, someone who's never seen a building be built. The reason why we don't believe that my apartment complex got here by osmosis is because I've seen people build apartment buildings. I've seen people build apartment buildings. I've seen someone do it. I've seen someone lay brick to paste and build things. Like, I've seen it. I could do it. If I took a few classes, I could do it myself. I've never in my life seen someone build an earth. No one has ever seen someone build an earth, seen someone build a world, seen someone build a sun. So therefore, the reason why there are people who don't believe in God is because they've never seen anyone do something like build an earth. So the reason why no one will believe you except a 2-year-old if you say this building just got here, it just appeared one day, is because everyone who is over the age of 2 has seen someone build a building. Everyone who is over the age of 2 can find out who built the building and when it got built and how much money it cost. Everyone can do that. You can't do the same thing to the world. You can't do that. So the reason why we don't use that analogy is because you never seen anyone build an earth. And even Christians, I think, would disagree with that analogy because the whole point of believing in something is having faith. So you're breaking down the entire thing that your religion stands on is faith. The reason why you believe you will see your dead ancestors once you die is because you have faith. The whole point is that there is no precedent for it. The whole point is that you don't know. That's the point of believing in something, right? Because if it can be proven, it would just be a fact. The buildings get built by people because it's a fact. We know it. Religion is not supposed to be fact. Religion is supposed to be about faith. It's supposed to be about believing in something. Do you see? This is why I get upset. This is why I get upset. I try not to be the smartest person in the room. I let people have things. I have let the Christians go off on Lil Nas X with no merit. I've let y'all have things. I've let y'all sit here and try to bully that little boy. I've let y'all do it. But let's have some sense. Like, don't get up here and like act like you making sense when there's no sense to be had. Buildings don't build themselves. It's just like this hat did not appear on my head when I woke up this morning because we know how hats get on people's heads. We know. I cannot sit here and tell you guys, I just showed up on earth one day. Because there is already, we know what giving birth is. We know what giving birth is. Like, so we know that I could not have just showed up on earth one day because I have a mom and dad. Like, it doesn't take too much for me to get a mom and dad. And I am really big on disinformation creeps. Like, ever since I learned the phrase disinformation creep, I've been calling everything a disinformation creep. And this is a disinformation creep, and it bothers me that people do this on the internet. When people use good logic, good statements that could stand on their own, like, you're right. I have no clue who built this apartment. I have absolutely no clue who built this apartment. But that doesn't mean I don't know someone built the apartment. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a perfectly fine statement that she's saying, but she's using a disinformation creep. She's being disingenuous. She's using something that is true to say something that is false. Like, to vilify another group. There's a reason why there are atheists. You can't sit here and believe it, and I believe in God, but you can't sit here with a straight face and say, you know what, them atheists be making points because I can't prove nothing to you, but I have faith. Like, that's all you have to say, China and McClain. I have faith. But you know what? TikTok ain't even, like, go to church for this, child. Like, why are we even having this conversation on the TikToks? Anyways, on to the next thing. The next thing that bothered me, and has been bothering me for the past, 3 years, the luxury conversation, the black people in luxury, the black women in luxury thing. It really, for the past week, it's been, spiraling. It's been spiraling. A bunch of people been talking about luxury, and I'm just like, what I have an issue with the problem with this is it's so classist. It's so, y'all don't even, y'all are splitting hairs. We all poor. We are all poor. We are all poor black people. We are poor black people. We do not have the infrastructure. We do not have the resources. And we really don't even have the time. There hasn't even been enough time since slavery for black people to be anything but poor. We just haven't. We haven't had the time for that to be a thing. So why are we poor black people on Twitter sitting here talking about black people in luxury? It don't make no sense. I feel like I am living in the twilight. Then why does nothing make sense? Why does nothing? I know y'all broke. Because it don't make no sense for y'all not to be broke. And when you tell black people, I know you're broke, because in our culture, we have this big, I'm doing better than you thing, I'm doing better than you, and we dispose of black people who aren't doing well. A lot of people get offended when you say, I know y'all broke, but I'm just going off saying, it's not your fault. When I say, I know you're poor, or I know you don't have money, I'm not blaming you for your own poverty, or I'm not blaming you for your own misfortune. It's first of all, let's take black people out of it. Most people are poor. So I know black people poor. It's not your fault. It's the world we live in. So why are we sitting here trying to luxury each other to death in a pandemic when black people are the poorest black people have ever been in 2021? Do you get what I'm saying? Just like people are the poorest they've ever been. Black people are the poorest black people have ever been right now. And there are so many reasons why. Any little money we were able to get, we lost in 2008 in the recession. You don't see, and then now COVID is another hurdle. Our people are being set back because we've already been behind. We're getting it 10 times worse. Not to mention the amount of black people who have died this year via COVID. We down bad in the black community. So why are we acting like we over here splitting hairs over nothing? Nobody has no money. What are we doing here? That brings me to my next thing. Somebody put up a tweet and said, y'all reinvent eugenics every 3 months. And y'all really do. Every 3 months, y'all get on the internet talking about how poor people need to stop having babies. And it's just I'm not even going to get into why it's eugenics. It's eugenics because if poor people stop having babies, you believe, first of all, you believe that you can get rid of poor people. If poor people stop having babies, poor people would stop existing. But that's not how capitalism works, okay? In order for capitalism works, there would just be a new set of people who will be poor. So the people who believe they middle class will just drop down to poor, and then you would stop having babies. do you realize poor people, in order for the world that is created right now to exist, somebody got to be poor? That's why y'all the only people who don't want poor people who want poor people to stop having babies. The government don't. The government does not want poor people to stop having babies. As long as they have more people to belittle, because they've already decided that they're not going to give y'all welfare. They're not going to give people Section 8. They're not going to give people housing. They've already decided they ain't going to give poor people shit. So they have no problem with poor people still having, because they need someone to abuse. They need someone to, as long as there's poor people, there's rich people. Like, you get, so it would just be a trickle down effect. So everyone would just drop. So now you middle class people who are up here blaming poor people, you would just drop. You would just drop down to poor. We would just be poor people. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and then who's poor and who's middle class? Like I said, and Julesy, the YouTuber Julesy, does a lot of good videos about this. What is the black middle class? Like, there is no black middle class. Like, there's just not. I have personally in my existence never met a black family that didn't have a cousin who was poor. Like, I've never seen a black family where everyone in their family was middle class. Like, nobody in their family was on the brink of poverty. I've never seen it. If you're someone who's like that, you probably have a small family, number one. But two, I would love to see, like, most black people, 99.9% of black people, if you're middle class, your aunt poor, your cousin's poor, you got cousins who live in the hood. Like, it's not a middle, like, you not middle class if your cousin is poor. Like, what? You personally may have money, but you know, if you actually had to help this person out, you would be back with it. Like, it don't make any, a lot of times, if you are a black person and you want to just be middle class, you have to make the conscious decision you're not going to help out other family members. We see this happen to celebrities who are very famous, how they lose all their money helping out family members. So we know when it comes to people who don't have as much money as them, you won't have much of nothing. It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want to be middle class in America and black, you have to make the conscious decision you're not going to take care of your parents. You're not going to take care of any of your other distant relatives. You're not. You're just going to worry about self and your people, like the people who you give birth to and your husband. That's what you have to do, because the minute you decide you're going to help out other people, you screwed. You screwed. So what are we over here talking about? Poor people shouldn't have kids. If poor people can't have kids, it's black people who won't be having kids. That's who won't have kids. Then we won't have black people, which it's sounding real Hitler around here. Does anyone smell like Hitler around here? Because that's what it's sounding like. You're trying to birth out black people. That's what you're trying to do, and it's ugly. It's quite ugly. And then it's unusual. Poor people gonna keep having kids, because then you're saying more things. So poor people shouldn't have sex lives, or should we sterilize poor people? Is that what are you sitting up here telling me we should sterilize? And then a lot of people be like, well, I grew up poor and I just don't want more kids to grow up poor. And I get that. So because we know poor people aren't going to stop having kids, because that don't make no damn sense, how about we start working on getting poor kids those things? Instead of trying to just say poor kids shouldn't exist, how about we come together and start getting poor kids their things? Like, how about we end poverty? How about, like, I know it sounds crazy. It sounds like a big idea, but, like, it can happen. It can do it. Like, we can do it. Like, believe it. Like, the hateful people in government believe in big ideas and they come true. Like, that's what y'all don't understand. Y'all believe when we bring up, this video is already gonna be too long. Y'all believe when we bring up poverty and stuff and ending poverty and people shouldn't be poor, they're too big of ideas. Like, y'all know that's never gonna happen. So in the meantime, stop having kids. But it's like, hateful Republicans, hateful people on the right come up with big ideas every day, and they come through fruition. Like, what's happening in the Supreme Court was a big idea. Like, big ideas happen every single day. Like, right now, Republicans are trying to overturn Roe v. Wade, and they're going to do it because they believe in big ideas. They believe in big ideas. Like, so why the good people can't start believing in some big ideas and making it happen is beyond me. Y'all so scary. Y'all so scary. Anyways, Tom Hanks' son is a buffoon. Tom Hanks' son is a buffoon. All you people out there talking about white boy summer and all this stuff, that boy is a buffoon. I've heard that he don't take care of his black baby mama. Like, he's a buffoon. Y'all are sitting here going up for a buffoon. I've never found it funny. I'm so sorry. I've never found it funny. Like, absolutely not. The next thing, now we're getting into more personal things. I have never found verses interesting. I sit here as a woman who has sinned. I I do not find verses interesting. The sitting in a room and like the singing over song, like I don't find that interesting. And I know a lot of my people do find it interesting, and I will not ruin that for y'all. But I personally do not find verses interesting. I don't even care if it's people that I like. Like until y'all get Beyonce on there, like I don't care. I don't care about seeing Earth, Wind and Fire play songs. Like I don't care. Like I don't care if it's the new artist. I didn't watch the Brandy and Monica one. Like I don't find verses interesting, and I think that means something is wrong with me, and I need to know what it is. Why do I not enjoy seeing black artists like play music? I don't find it interesting. Like nothing in me has ever compelled me to watch a verses. To watch a verses, nothing has ever compelled me to do it, and I don't know why. Like I could maybe if I had more people around me, I could see like on a Saturday night, Friday night, turning on the TV, putting like it up on the TV and like vibe. I could kind of see that, but like just sitting around in my house, like glass of wine, listening to verses, like it's just never going to happen. I would just Google the best Earth, Wind and Fire playlist, and then I would just put like, I don't know, verses has never been interesting to me, and I feel like I'm a weirdo for that. Like I feel weird for not finding verses interesting. Next thing is Addison Rae being on Jimmy Fallon with her TikTok dances. It's ugly out here. A lot of people like see this as like y'all just bullying Addison Rae and Charlie and Dixie and all the famous TikTokers. Y'all just bullying them because they pop. And no, it's ugly out here. The fact that I can't name one black TikToker who has been able to make $1 million. Black people on TikTok are creating these dances and they not getting put. Like Addison Rae has a whole music career, like a whole music career. And I know that's never going to happen to any other black TikTok. The only black person I've really seen been able to come up from TikTok is Tabitha. Tabitha became a household name because even though she was already doing YouTube, of course, because she went on TikTok and she's been able to do well for herself from that. She's the only one, but no one young has been able to come up off of TikTok. And so it's really disheartening to see Addison Rae on Jimmy Fallon doing the TikTok dances that she didn't create. She didn't do this. Like she's a vulture. Like she's stealing. Like she's taking things from people. And stealing is a hard word, right? Because she's not stealing. That's just what you do on TikTok, right? But to get on, I personally could never. It's like, for example, a lot of people want me to make merch that says hang it up flat screen. I didn't come up with hang it up flat screen. Like Nicki Minaj, like popularized. I don't know if she's the first one to say it, but Nicki Minaj popularized hang it up flat screen. Like that's why I said that in that James Charles video, because I was quoting Nicki. You will never see me sell merch that says hang it up flat screen. I didn't come up with that. Like that's not my doing. Like I will not make money off of something I didn't create. Like that's never my gig. That is never my gig. Like come up with something yourself, then you can make money off of it. But the fact that Addison Rae is comfortable going on Jimmy Fallon and being the face of TikTok, like she's creating shit. Like y'all are fraudulent. And like I said, it doesn't become stealing until you get on Jimmy Fallon and you act like you did those dances. And then Jimmy Fallon is trying to retroactively bring on the kids who created these TikTok dances. And it's like, why don't they get thought about first? Because there's a bunch of white people in a boardroom like, we need to get the kids and we need Jimmy Fallon to be popping. And so let's bring in TikTok people. TikTok is famous. And like, they don't have no sense. That is ugly and foolishness. Absolute foolishness. Anyways, it's fuck the IRS, by the way. My last topic is the IRS. The IRS has been giving me the runaround for the better half of 3 months. Really for a year, honestly. And I'm tired of the IRS. I am tired of the IRS. I talked to one person at the IRS who has been helpful. Any other day I call the IRS, either I don't get through or the person is absolutely useless. Absolutely. You guys, I'm still over here worrying about my 2019 taxes. And if I told you guys how much money I owe in taxes, and I'm actually trying to get these heifers their money. Like, I'm actually trying to do the right thing. If I pay more in taxes than my taxes are ridiculous. Like, my taxes are ridiculous. And I'm actually trying to pay them, and they keep bothering. Like, they won't give me the time of day. They won't give me the time, and I'm tired. I'm so tired. Anyways, so I'm tired. Like, I'm trying to pay my tax. I'm trying to be a good person. I'm actually the person who is trying to pay their taxes and they still won't let me through. Like, I'm tired. And I did my 2020 taxes and you guys don't understand. It gives me a headache. It gives me a headache to know how much money the IRS is taking from me and how much money, I make so little money and I'm paying so much in taxes compared to like billionaires. Like, how am I paying more taxes than Trump? How am I paying more taxes than Trump? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but guess what? I pay my taxes. I do my tax. A lot of people who start making money on the internet go years without paying a single doing their taxes. Then when it all comes out, they owe like $300,000 in back taxes. Will never be me. I'm getting my stuff together. Like, I'm getting my things together, okay? Like, my life is going to next tax season. Never again. The IRS won't catch me slipping ever again. I'm getting my things together, but they got me now. But it's ridiculous. But I'm paying my taxes. Let's be clear. Kenya pays her taxes, okay? Anyways, that is the end of What Annoyed Kenya. I will see you guys in the next one.